Well, I'd rather choose the path that challenges me, that I'm developing, hopefully getting promoted on as well. Everything will resonate, everything will start to fall into place.
How do you expect this job, and now that you're on this career track, how do you expect it to impact things like your personal life, like finances, working remote, like all of that stuff? What do you see is going to be the impact here? If you've been trying to break into tech sales, you're probably a little frustrated right now because you are getting ghosted. You're not even hearing back from companies after sending out hundreds of applications. And when you do land interviews, you're probably not moving to final rounds. And if you are, they're always picking someone that has more experience than you do. And if you're someone who is interested in tech sales, but you just are intimidated, you don't know where to start, I think this episode's going to help you a ton. We're meeting with Noel Gardner. He's one of my one-on-one clients. He was actually in mortgage before getting into tech sales. He was making around 50K a year in mortgage, but in just 49 days, we were able to help him land an 80K fully remote role with a great company without former SDR experience and with a lot of hard work. And so if you're interested in hearing a little bit about the process and the systems that my team uses to help people like Noel get these jobs so quickly, stick around. I think you'll enjoy this one. Well, let's get started with kind of your background approaching all of this. So what was kind of your career and your life situation before you decided to pursue tech sales, and why did you want to pivot?
My life situation is honestly being vulnerable. I was trying to keep my head above water, doing multiple other kind of side jobs, side quests alongside the mortgage world. I've just been putting so much energy into a space. I feel like I wasn't having any reward for a long time. Just with the economy controls mortgage rates, and when people buy in the past 3 years has just been tough with high rates. And we've got a lot of loan officers out there that are fighting for 100% of the purchase business right now because there's no refinance opportunities with high rates, which is like half of your business as a loan officer. So there has been like some struggles just in that industry. And I just had this realization because I started doing my own research on YouTube first and watching a lot of people in the tech industry, entry level positions like SDR, BDR. There's a lot of people out there that are giving honest reviews and stuff on LinkedIn. So that's kind of where I started. But I knew that the tech space is not going anywhere. In fact, it's only going to get bigger and bigger. Just seeing as mankind what we've created over the past 50 years is alarmingly impressive. So I knew it was going to be a space that, if I was working as hard as I was in my mortgage career, this could be something very, very rewarding. And I was right. Once I was successful getting a position, just understanding that compensation structure, not only that, but the opportunity of stocks and shares and how that pays out. It is just so fruitful in this industry. And I feel like I really made the right decision. I did a lot of research first. But I didn't want to do the interviewing process on my own. I knew I needed a bit of help there and coaching. And I'm not afraid of coaching. I've just been burnt in the past by it. So
Yeah.
I was glad to find you. Really, really
Mm,
glad to find you and you as my vehicle to get me here. So
mm.
super, super grateful, like I mentioned before. But
You
yeah,
had an
the landscape of what was going on with me, yeah, before this.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mm.
you had an interesting journey into tech sales, right? So, can you kind of detail that for us? Had you been trying to apply on your own? Did you sign up for that boot camp or whatever it was right away? And you don't need to name names, please, but can you detail
Yeah.
that a little bit? Like, why did you have a sour taste about coaching and stuff like that as well?
You're right. There was a company that I spoke to before you, and I thought that their offer was really, it was good, it was fair. But just doing more research and especially, speaking to the guys that work for you, I realized that it wasn't. I found a lot of um, bad reviews online initially. But I already started to touch base with people and speak to people within that company, and you know how people's follow-ups are and stuff. I didn't give anyone an answer straight away, but because I'd found these things, I really did hit back with, I found these negative reviews online, One of them is quite alarming to me because it's a court case between a state and your company. Make me feel better about this before I sign on a dotted line. And that's not what they did at all. The guy that I was speaking to, I don't know what you want to call him, like maybe an assistant or something. He told me that he was going to CC the CEO onto our email thread, and what he said to me was just so off-putting. He said to me, "I hope you're not from a woke culture, because if you are, this isn't going to work." Laugh out loud, laugh out loud, laugh out loud. And I just thought, this guy is the CEO of a company, and how he's just approached somebody that had an objection to him. You could tell that even though I was asking a question, it bruised his ego a bit, and he came across too aggressive for me. And I'm glad that I didn't go forward with that, because I feel like that would have been a course where you are just a number and you are not having this one-on-one interaction like I had with you. I just feel like, they were just filling bums in seats, should we say? And
Yeah.
yeah, hearing the feedback from him, I was just like, that's answered
Mm.
all the questions I need. Thank you, but no, thank you.
Yeah,
Um,
I remember this because I remember when we had first met, I could tell you were pretty, you were open, but you were very, like, careful and cautious, and I was like, "That's cool, man, like, you're good. I'm here to just be a resource." And I think we did a great job of, like, identifying those concerns together and just aligning on, "Hey, here's where Sword is different." Do you happen to remember the entry point to that training program? Like, how did the financials work over there?
the one that I didn't move ahead with.
Correct,
Yeah,
yeah.
so once you were successful, or was they were successful placing you within a company, you were literally prisoner to them for the next 5 years. You had to pay 30 grand over the next 5 years. So I
Wow.
don't think it'd be very hard to find out what company was,
Yeah.
you know, that was their offer. But
Yeah,
you know,
the word, listeners, if you wanna Google, the word you wanna Google is ISA. It's called an income share agreement, and, yeah, they're interesting for sure. And please take it from Noel, there's other ways you can do this, and I just wanna break down the economics of, like, the business ownership side. So, if you're gonna go join a program, there's some programs out there, you pay $500 to go join, you pay, $1,000, you pay $2,000. You have to think from a business owner's perspective. These guys are all full time on their businesses. These aren't side jobs for them. So all of their income comes from this business. And if they're charging you $500 to join the program and they have a family, presumably at the stage of career and age they're in, how much money do you think they need to make a month to pay their bills? How many seats is that per month to pay their bills? That math right there, very simple business ownership math, shows you you are a number to them. You are a butt in a seat. And
mhm.
the old adage, you get what you pay for, is true. And I'm not saying what we do here at Sword is for everyone, because it's certainly not. But I just want everyone to think about that, the economics of, oh, I only have to pay $1,000. Cool. Well, they need like 20 or 30 of you a month to make that a good month for the business to pay their bills.
Yeah. They have staff to pay as well, right? And they have wages they need to pay, plus overheads, plus everything else, plus their marketing. So yeah, they have a lot of overhead for sure.
Yeah.
So exactly, yeah. Break it down, do the math.
Yeah. Now for you,
Just
had you
it's not
tried
official.
applying on your own outside of like any training or support, or were you just waiting to hook into training and support first?
Yeah, I wanted the coaching. That's what
Okay.
I was looking for. I was looking for a good leader, to help position me. I feel like I needed my mindset reframing as well a lot.
Mm.
It's been a long time since I had interviewed. I knew this was a completely different industry, and I wanted everything to have intent behind it as well. I didn't want to be floundering out there or drowning in interview processes, feeling negative about myself a lot of the time. And I think that that would have happened had I not had the system that you've built.
Mm.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Indestructible, the type system. Yeah.
I think people underestimate how hard it is to get into tech unless you've been trying and you just get rejected and auto reject emails and all that. Um, if you're being honest, and this isn't to like take any points away from you, Noel, you're very capable. How long do you think it would have taken you if you went and did this alone?
I think from like being able to discover the failings that you've had every single round, honestly, and trying to reverse engineer that to find out where you might have failed or where you might have gone wrong would have taken a lot of time to do on your own, and to honestly have done it on your own as well. I think this could have taken me well over 12 months, if not longer. Yeah,
Mm. I believe
100%.
you would have done it, but it is kind of, I mean, that's why I do this because it's like there's people out there that really want to get into tech and it's just really hard. But if you work hard and you have the right system and the right process, you're going to crush it. And no, that's, I mean, that's what you did here. In the middle of working a full-time job, a really hard full-time job, and what, moving and doing side quests as you called them with other jobs to make more income, like, oh
Yeah.
my goodness, you were busy. How did you manage it all?
Well, smart planning for sure. I think that whenever you knew you had time free, you just had to be laser focused, because this was the vehicle that was going to get you out of doing everything that he was doing. So it was a lot of reminding yourself why he was doing this and why it was important. Because if I'd have remained just like stagnant, I would have never have done the course. It, so yeah, I'm glad that there was just something inside that just kept reminding me, this is the vehicle to get you out of this,
Yeah.
and just consistency every day, and just doing the tasks, as well, completing all the
Mhm.
tasks that got sent as well. I think it just builds a lot of discipline, and the discipline that you're going to need to be successful in this industry as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I I think that hamster wheel of our current situation is honestly really hard to leave because even though we know it's not where we want to be, we know it's consistent. You know
yeah.
that that paycheck's going to come through in 2 weeks and your whole life's built around it and you're going to be okay. You're going to be good enough. But to get off that hamster wheel and step into not only the unknown, but something you know is really hard and takes a lot of effort, like I commend you, Noel, for being able to look at your situation and be like, I can keep doing the side quests, or I can really just dig down and go get it done. And somehow you managed to do both. So,
I think the lesson that you taught as well quite early on, which was like choose your hard, choose your hard. That there's going to be like pain in every decision that you make. What's going to be more painful for you? Staying where you are now and not progressing, develop, challenging yourself and getting into a different space, or is it going to be the hard of now having to do this, being successful and now having to do this tech sales job and all that comes with this? Well, I'd rather choose the path that challenges me, that I'm developing, hopefully getting promoted on as well. There's just that hard is so much better than staying stuck. Because when you stay stuck, your mental game and your psyche doesn't treat you well. You're not kind to yourself. So I
mm,
feel like constantly telling yourself you're failing or you're not advancing, but that noise can be cancelled out. It really can be cancelled out.
yeah,
If you just remain consistent and persistent and do the work, you
yeah,
know, do choose the other hard. Keep reminding yourself why you're doing that other hard, and everything will resonate. Everything will start to fall into place. You'll start doing things that you didn't think you was capable of, and then you're proving yourself wrong, and then that
mm,
feels good, and then you want to do it again. You want to do another challenge, and I think that the course is well built to help you to help you navigate all of this.
mm,
Not only are you a great coach, you're a great therapist as well. There's a lot of great stuff, a lot of great content within
mm.
your course that really, really helps your mindset throughout this. Really,
I
really, really.
I appreciate that, man. I think I need to probably go through some modules myself because over the past 24 hours, I just had this choose your hard moment myself. We have a
Uh-huh.
newborn right now, so we're just in this weird limbo of like she's up at 1, 3, 5, and my wife is amazing and she takes care of the baby for the most part. But I've been staying up till like 12:30, 1 a.m. because I wanted to help with that first feeding, but then I can't wake up in time to work out because I have to go help my son in the morning. And I just had this like hard of like, all right, am I going to skip me time at the end of the day and skip relaxing? and wake up early to go work out? Or am I going to get what I feel like my body needs, which is like a bunch of YouTube till midnight or 1 a.m.? This morning was the first morning I woke up 5:15 a.m., got to the gym, and yeah, I was tired. Yeah, it was hard, but I feel good. And I haven't done that in over a month. So it's
Yeah.
exactly what you're saying, where it's like now I'm starting to identify with a version of Jack who wakes up early and works out. And I like that Jack, even though it's equally, if not harder. I like it.
Yeah. You are right though, because other things do come in, and what I realised throughout this process is you are going to have to sacrifice things to make this work. And mine was exactly the same thing. It's funny that you bring up fitness. There's so many times where this has been more important than conditioning myself and going to the gym, even though the benefits of working out are so great and I need that structure. There had to be sacrifices at some point because you're not going to be able to do it all. You're really not. But one thing that you can do once you've built this skill set up throughout the course and you've now become successful and now you are in a position, you do have a job, is that you can get back onto that horse as well. You can get back onto the horse of fitness and you can start picking that up again, gradually or as quickly as you want to,
Yeah.
because you've just achieved this other amazing thing, you know. And again, like I said, your mind can be very unkind to you. I was giving myself a really hard time. I wasn't going to the gym, and I was like, "Hang on, relax. Look what you've just achieved over the last few months." And you had to choose that hard again. You had to sacrifice something which gives you structure, which you love doing, which gives you your time, me time, and to do something else, which was still for me. It's still for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
It's for me, and I still progress somewhere, just in a different direction. So it's funny how your mind can, constantly challenge you. But
Yes. And that's why doing this kind of stuff alone, that's why like getting in shape alone is so much harder because it's you versus you, and that you who has been patterned in a way for months and years of thinking is way stronger than the new you who's trying to develop like these new mindsets and beliefs and patterns and rhythms. And so, yeah, if everything in my life, dude, I have mentors, I have people that call me out, push me, challenge me, because I've tried to do life alone and I wound up in a jail cell personally. So, not going to do that again. I need community, I need accountability.
yeah, yeah, I think it's necessary for structure, for a lot of people, and there's no shame in that either. It's actually a great thing. Use your
Yeah.
resources. There's a community out there for you somewhere that is going to help with something always. So yeah, I'm glad to hear that. Similar
Yeah.
mindsets for sure.
Absolutely. Now let's get a little more specific because that's more about mindset and like choose your heart and all that. That's good. Very, very important too. But more in terms of like the program itself, the tactics. Do you feel like there was anything specific that we did that helped you secure this job offer?
Yeah, I do. I think that you've got a great system in terms of like touch points and not being forgotten during like an application process. I think they're really, really important because they're the things personally that people have brought up. When I say people, I mean hiring managers, recruiters, panel interviewers. They've all seen these touch points or outreach that that you're doing in order to get recognized, and you need that kind of structure in the job. So when they're seeing you do that during the application process, it excites them about what kind of character you're going to be in that position. That's their first kind of introduction to you. As you keep banging at the door, you keep banging at the door, but in various outreach ways, whether that's cold calling, cold emailing, sending videos over LinkedIn, sending voice memos over LinkedIn. There's like a constant touch that's subtle yet effective, so effective throughout the application rounds. And I think without that, nobody thinks of doing these things.
Mm,
They really don't. And, and that was told to me by the hiring managers. They're like, nobody has put this much investment, or nobody is as well prepared as you are. And I didn't create all these things on my own. You're great in the way that these things are like templated out. Yeah, you have to structure them yourself, and it has to be for the company you're applying to. You give us examples and stuff like that. it it's so like when I say this course is watertight. There's nothing I could think of that was like, oh, they could do this and it might be better. Never once. I'm like, I understand why he's doing that. Like, I understand why he's doing that. And so subtle yet so effective,
Mm.
and works. Believe me when I say it works, regardless if you've got massive experience in the sales industry or not. The way that you're able, first impressions are everything. I think
Yeah.
first impressions are everything, and if that's the first impression you're giving somebody that's going to effectively be your manager, they're excited by that sort of stuff. They really
Yeah.
are. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the reason why, from a hiring manager's perspective, first impressions are so important is because when you're cold calling, you're literally a first impression 50 to 60 times a day, depending on how many calls you do that day. And so if you can't be a strong first impression with me, your manager, what confidence do I have that when I put you on the phone with anxiety and a random person, big title you've never met, you're going to be confident? I don't have that confidence in you. And so how you do one thing is how you do everything. And I believe that's a really good pillar for life, but especially in
Yeah,
this process. And so even
absolutely.
going through like the interview decks we did and even the resume, like, hey, this line doesn't have a period, the rest do. We need to make sure that matches. It's that attention to detail that I look
Mhm.
for when I'm hiring SDRs because I know if they're excellent in this, they're gonna be excellent in that.
Yeah. And I think that's what some people have to remember as well, if they're considering, do I move forward with Jack and the Sword program, is that you have done this job. You've been a hiring manager. You know the ins and outs of an interview process. So again, this is what makes all the information, all the stuff in the course so relevant and valuable, is because you really have that hands-on experience. So you know what people are looking for out there. You know what recruiters want to hear. You know what hiring managers want to hear throughout different stages of an interview as well. So people really, yeah, they need to remember that. Like, you've been in the trenches doing this,
Mm.
professionally. So
Yeah.
who is the
It
better candidate to get you to where you want to be? It's definitely a guy like you,
mm.
100%. And if someone hasn't been in that position, why would you move forward with them? You know.
It honestly feels a little unfair. That's why I like doing this podcast because I don't want to keep everything to myself and my clients. Like I genuinely want to help people, whether or not they work with me. I have a free guide, right, that totally breaks down everything we
Yeah,
do. But uh, what it really comes down to is like these strategies put you in such an unfair advantage because who else was sending multiple Loom videos throughout the interview process? Who else is making interview decks? Who else is researching when they were founded, what stage company they are, yada, 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 like all the systems we have?
yeah,
Probably, maybe one other person did some of that, maybe.
yeah. Maybe not even 50%, I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even if they've done the job before to some capacity for another company, I still don't think it would have been as detailed and structured
Yeah.
as what you've created. Yeah. It is
Yeah.
it
So
is a master plan of interviewing. That's what it is. It's an absolute master plan blueprint of how to be successful in this interview process and in the tech space. Like, I cannot sing your praises enough. It's like when I think about it, when I deconstruct it, when I reverse engineer it, I'm like, just amazing, man. What you've created is something incredible. Like, you need to
yeah.
be proud of yourself as well. Like, wow, 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 wow. Yeah,
I believe God has gifted us all just with different gifts, and I try my best to ask Him to like help me build this better every day. And so for you to be on the other end telling me that this is next level, um, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. That's huge.
you're so welcome, Jack. You're so welcome. Yeah, I can't give you
Let's
enough.
thank you, man. I'll let you just say that all day, man. We'll do a 30-minute recording of thank you. No, I'm kidding. Let's kind of future pace this a little bit. I'm kind of curious to hear, like, now that you're starting this job, what in the next 2 weeks, I think.
No, actually, I kind of missed the first start date because I had to give 2 weeks notice.
Mhm.
So there was the start. I think it's the first Monday of every month. So the next onboarding was August the 4th, which kind of took me about 3 or 4 days out of my 2 weeks notice. So
Got it.
they're starting me on September 1st, and I believe it's going to be September 2nd because the 1st is Labor Day.
So you
So
have plenty of time to wrap up your mortgages then.
4 weeks to enjoy summer, Jack. I can't believe
That's
it. I
amazing.
take every notice, on Friday. I give
Yeah.
everybody, yeah,
Oh my
it's my
goodness.
team.
So okay, so you're going to start in the next couple weeks here, which is amazing. How do you expect this job, and now that you're on this career track, how do you expect it to impact things like your personal life, like finances, working remote, like all of that stuff? What do you see as going to be the impact here?
I already felt when I got that offer letter, probably half my body weight lifted off my shoulders, because it's just, you don't have to do all of these things that you've been fighting to do to keep you afloat right now. So, first and foremost, that was an amazing feeling. But going through the compensation package with the recruiter and stuff, um, it's just like really, really an exciting feeling because the company that I chose to work for, they have accelerators as well. So you really can increase your on target earnings. It's not what they've specified in your compensation package. If you're a rising star in the tech space and you're hitting a certain percentage over quota, you have all these different accelerators as well, which improves your on target earnings. And you can bet your bottom dollar I am gonna be that SDR that is hitting that quota for sure, you know. And I can't wait to feed it back to you and the sword community when I do. Just
Mm.
in terms of motivating people that are still in the course because I see it out there, I see other people doing it. And people that you've coached previously that come back into the sword program just to speak to people, motivate people and keep people on the right track. And I can't wait to be that person as well, just to
Mm.
keep people, tunnel visioned because when you get to the end of this, there's no better feeling than how I'm stood here feeling today being interviewed by you because I knew that I would make it work and I knew that it would happen. And I knew that I had to kind of do this at my own speed just because of outside influences. But when it actually happens, wow. Yeah. Wow, wow, wow. So
It
in
sounds
terms of
like
change everything, Jack, I'm able to work remotely in my home. I'm not having to leave for various jobs at different times on various locations around town anymore. I'm no longer having to get stuck in the three types of Las Vegas work traffic that we have out here because the city never sleeps.
oh my goodness.
I just can't wait for yeah, I can't wait for just my first day,
Mm.
being here
I
on time, working remotely in my own home. Yeah.
I love it. Is this going to be your setup right here?
Yeah, this is gonna be my setup. Yeah, this is my office
Beautiful.
space here. I've got a loft space here and I've just converted it into my office and a bit of a chill out couch behind me and stuff. Just yeah,
Love it.
this is
That'll
yeah.
that'll soon be the cold call couch. Feet up, ripping dials. So
Yeah, yeah.
two, two
It'll be me
questions
on
here to oh yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
and I said, yeah, there'll be just me sat there on a dialer constantly phoning out
Exactly.
soon.
Yeah. Life is good working from home. I have this bean bag in my office and I'm just always laying on that bean bag, like just tapping away. But I'm on a bean bag, man. You can't complain. Life's good when you're on a bean bag.
Right.
So
Who thought that the working world could be this? So well,
here
it
we
is,
are.
it's a massive reality now.
Oh man, two final questions for you. So one is, what's one piece of advice you'd give to someone watching who's trying to land a tech sales offer? And maybe related to that, or even more, like what would you tell them to not do,
Ooh, what would I tell them to not do? Oh
to
boy.
avoid?
I would say the mind is a very powerful tool, and there's going to be stages of this course that is going to seem like you cannot break through it, and um, it can get very challenging at some points. But reach out and ask for help as well because you're not on your own. Don't sit and struggle because we have a huge community and you can always have one-on-one time with you as well. You do not need to struggle throughout the process of this. Yeah, I think people really need to know that.
Yeah,
But
that's
just
good.
trust in process, massively trusting this process. And it's crazy because when you think of somebody that's just watching these on YouTube, there could be there could be a lot in the mind saying, "Oh, this is fake. This is an actor." Blah blah blah. That's the mindset that I had before coming into this. I needed to challenge everything, and I really need to see if everything was genuine. I don't know how to say how genuine this is, but I will leave my number in the captions for people that want to speak to me about this course, because I cannot back it enough. I cannot say enough good things about it.
Mm.
And
I love it, man.
genuinely, yeah, genuinely, guys, this is the real deal. Like, it is so real. You just have to remain consistent, persistent with the right mindset, and don't be afraid to ask for help throughout the way.
Yeah.
For sure. That's the advice I give to people.
Yeah, don't do it alone, y'all. If you're out there listening, I'm going to share some resources with you in a second. But the whole goal of the resources is to make sure you're plugged in somewhere, because the job search can feel so isolating. It can feel
Yeah,
so defeating. I mean, even with you, Noel, there were a few moments of like it just sucked, and for a few
yeah,
moments, and
I know there was, and
it
I was so
sucked, and
honest
you're
about it. I was so honest about it, and
yeah
you still helped rewire my mindset.
yeah
Like,
because
and
you
you
kept
do it.
showing
Like,
up. That's it.
you're not just a coach; you're a therapist. I'm not. I'm not lying. This guy, he's got everything.
Oh my
But
goodness.
another thing that I would say to add on to that as well is, there's when you finally get positioned in a job here, they want to know how coachable you are, and what your learning styles are like. So if you feel like you need help coaching, this is just an amazing vehicle to show recruiters, to show hiring managers how open you are to be coached, when you're in the position. So if you're doing it to get the position, how do you think that looks to them? It's a very, very good look. It's a very good look because it's something that you're able to talk and speak about naturally as well, because you are in the trenches doing it. So it gives you a huge ability to change that conversation in an interview as well, and to stand there proud and confident of your answer. you know and
So true.
it shows to them, it massively resonates to them, because they want to know, as if I'm your manager, how coachable are you, how susceptible are you to feedback. And you kind of come in to the interview process with those skills because of this course, I think, as well. Just to add to the back of that question, I think that was important to say.
Yeah, I agree. And one of my favorite things about this process is reference calls, because I'm a reference on resumes, and so I get calls from managers. They're like, "Hey, we're about to hire Noel. Got to ask you a few questions," and it's pretty standard. Like, what would you say about working with Noel? Where is he strong? Where is he weak? Any advice for me as his manager? And for me, it puts me in a very cool position of, wow, I actually am your manager. Like, I've managed you through this process with KPIs, with expectations, with coaching, with feedback. So it allows me to confidently answer those managers with the responses from us working together. And it just makes the process so much smoother because they see, like, oh, wow, Noel's been working with an SDR manager. He's definitely going to work well with me then, so on and so forth. So,
Yeah, yeah.
well,
Was
Noel,
that
I knew we were going to get here, and I was very excited for this day. So thanks for hanging out on this recording.
Well, it's a
Um,
bittersweet. This is a bittersweet moment as well, because as happy as I am to be moving on, like, I'm gonna miss you, bud. I will miss you
aw.
a lot.
Well,
So
let me remind you, and this is good for the listeners to hear too. So I'm going to set you up with the new SDR training course. So I've got a whole
yes,
course built out for you for the first 30, 60, 90 days. It's going to help you take off and crush it. And with that, we stay in Slack together. You're going to have direct access to me. So you have a bad day at work, or you're struggling with your cold call openers, whatever it is, hit me up, man.
thank you for taking me on this journey of self-development. It meant so much.
Y'all, Noel gassed me up way too much during that, but I will take it. Truly, it is a story like Noel who really fires me up to do this more and more and more, because Noel came from a place of so much strain on his life, so much pressure. You heard him say when he got the job, he feels like he's half as heavy as he was. All this weight was lifted, this pressure. And to know that took him 49 days to go from there to his new life that he's very excited about, a life of abundance, of excitement, of growth, and a life of sustainability, it was just 49 days of hard work. And so I want to encourage you listening out there. Another thing he said is you shouldn't do this alone. And I've got 2 resources to help you out, both linked below. And they're both in the spirit of you not doing your job search alone. I don't care where you come from. I don't care what degree you do or don't have. I don't care what experience you do or don't have. If you want to break into tech sales, you can do it. It's going to be hard, but you can do it. 2 resources. One is a link to meet with my team. We help people like Noel every single month. We're not a butts in seat kind of place because it is one-on-one coaching. You're getting all of me, so I don't even have the time to do butts in seat. It's very personal coaching, very one-on-one, whether you're trying to break into tech for the first time or you want to promote from SDR to AE, go get a higher paying job. We have programs to do it all. Our offer is actually very simple. If we can't land you a job you're happy with in 90 days, we'll actually give you the full investment back. It's that simple. The reason I can do that is because I've done this for over 200 people at a 99% success rate. So I know that what we do works, and if you show up and work hard, it will work for you. So that's why, to make it as risk-free as possible, we will literally give you your investment back if in 90 days you don't have a job you're happy with, or you can keep working with us. It's up to you. I've never had to do it, but that's hopefully going to make a decision easier for you if you're ready to stop watching the podcasts, stop watching the YouTube videos, stop lurking on Reddit. How do you get into tech sales? Research is good, but if you've been researching for 2-3 months, there's no reason you're not going to be researching for 6, 8, 12 months. And you're going to wake up a year from now and your life's going to be the exact same, and you're going to wonder why. And it's because you didn't get uncomfortable. You didn't bet on the one guarantee you have, which is yourself. And so I just want to encourage you, if you are curious about working one-on-one with me with the SWORD program, go ahead and click that link. You'll meet with my team. We'll see if you're a fit or not. Again, one-on-one coaching. I can't work with everyone. I don't have time like that. I've got 2 kids, a beautiful wife, and I've got a limited amount of spots in the program. But we do have openings. So if you want to see if you qualify, just click that link. You'll meet with our team. We'll see if we can help you out. For all of you who are like, no, I hate courses, all of you are scammers and this is all fake, then I've got a free guide for you in the comments below. It's a school link and it'll take you to our free school community. There's over 2,000, there's almost 3,000 people in there, all people trying to break into tech sales like you are. And in there is there not only community, but there's also a bunch of free training modules showing you step by step how to get into tech sales. I get DMs in that community every month of people that are like, hey, you helped me land this job. And I'm like, I've never met you, but thanks. That's awesome. Congrats. Go crush it. So whether you need direct help and you're ready to go get this done in the next month or two, 38-day average right now, over 200 people, 99% success rate, whether you're in that boat or you're in the boat of, I just want to go do more research and kind of hang out from afar, there's that link for you to go to school. So either way, we got your back. Thanks for watching.